Look, I've seen many floods before, and we're probably as comfortable with floods as anybody is, and usually when there's a flood on, the locals all ring me to find out what's going on. But this one was different. It was a slow system. There was very little wind behind it. There was so the system just wouldn't move, and it just kept sucking it up out of the ocean and dropping it on us, and it wouldn't move off. So it just rained and rained, heavy rain for days. I suppose not being able to see what's going on through the night is worse than the daytime. Like, at least if it's rising through the day, you can do something. You can do something about your livestock or whatever, your implements or whatever, so you can be moving things. In the night, it's my boys did get up in the middle of the night, and I could hear the tractors going where they were out trying to lift things still. It's very dangerous through the night, moving things, lifting things, when you can't see exactly what's going on. As soon as I reckon there was enough light to let the cattle out of the yard, I was there moving them. Trying to get the last bit of machinery that we thought was, moving a few tractors that we thought were a bit low, and we got that sorted. And then the next thing, there was some people stranded down the road that we sent the boys down to go down and rescue them. So that they took a tractor with a dinghy tied behind it, and off they went. And these people trying to ring the SES, and they couldn't get an answer. The SES was that strapped over in Lismore. That was probably the bigger thing. Then the telephones all went out, the internet went out, so communication. We couldn't watch what was going on with the river heights. The Kyogle gauge wasn't working anyhow, it stopped. So the breakdown in the communication and the telephones and internet, that was concerning when we put so much reliance on it over the years. Everything has gone to all this electronic communication, and it failed big time. As it was coming up, we had no knowledge then of what was above us, because we just couldn't get back on the internet to see where the river's actually at. That threw us out of whack a little bit, but I was still confident that it wasn't going to get in my house, but we knew jolly well she was going through the others. Well, by mid-morning she'd already gone through them. The house just across here it's 100 years old, never had water in it. And the other house, it's 120 years old, and it had 1 inch of water in it in 1954. So both of them had, they had about between 200 and 300 mil through them. And so that, like when you leave it, you throw the power off and walk away. On the Tuesday, as the water started to come out of the house, we got in with a firefighter pump and headed in the dinghy and put the foot valve on the path outside, sucking flood water, and we just blasted it as the water dropped out of each house. We blasted the mud out. So that stopped that stinking rot that comes through the house. Then we had to pull all the floor coverings up later on. What we've got to watch now, the things after the flood, the cattle, we've got to watch out for sore feet. When we've noticed some already, they're starting to get sore feet. And there's other diseases that can come within the mud in that's land on the grasses. So those sort of things we're going to have to be fairly vigilant about watching the cattle over the next 2 to 3 weeks or month. With the pigs, well, water went through the pig shed and we lost several litters of baby pigs, and now we've got some sort of bug in there through our weaner pigs. and yeah, so because they were in water, when we got in there, it was up to my knees, and we just put bales of hay into the pens and tried to get them up onto the hay, those that sort of saved them. We thought we had them saved, but yeah, now they're starting to get sick from other things. Then on top of that, we had the water through this hay shed, and so we had to remove everything out of the shed and dump the wet bales on bottom and hot bales. We lost about a third of the contents of the shed. Well, the soybean, the stuff down on the lower river country, it was up to my waist or better, and it got flattened, and then 3 or 4 inches of silt dropped on top of it, so it's just all black. It's dead. The stuff out further out the road, it had running water through it and over it, but it hasn't had the silt dumped on it as much as what we're not sure whether it'll even make anything yet. Well, still looking a bit green, but we don't think we'll get anywhere near the crop off it that we were going to get. So yeah, we might get a little bit off it, but not much. Yeah, look, you do. You get absolutely exhausted, and trying to, work out which thing you fix first and which thing you recover first, and but yeah, look, it's just been an absolute exhausting process. There's no doubt about that. It's been a community kick in the butt, really, but I think it will strengthen the community because it is bringing them together. And I'd say this time round, there's been more assistance out there and more people out there to help than I have ever seen.